Hey guys, let's talk about learning to draw real people using stick people. So, whenever you draw a stick person, I'm usually like, don't do that. But they can actually be helpful to let you learn how to draw realistic people too. The problem is, I see a lot of kids who draw stick people, and they just draw a lot of stick people like this, and then maybe they'll have like a word bubble or something. But that's how their stick people kind of look. So this doesn't really help us learn how to draw a real person, because real people have more complicated details than this. But if you draw a stick person that's actually doing a pose or seems like they're doing an action, for example, running, that's going to help make a more realistic person in the end when I'm learning to add the details. So, let's talk about how this stick person doesn't make sense, but this stick person makes a little more sense, and how we can make them make even more sense than that. So, when you're drawing a stick person, I like to do sort of an oval, not just a circle. People's heads aren't just circles. When you're drawing their arms, a lot of times people will just stick their arms straight onto their little stick body. Well, that doesn't really make sense, because your arms don't stick straight to your neck. Your arms come from your shoulders, and your shoulders are close to your neck. So if we have this stick person, let's give him a little line for his shoulders and then his arms. Another thing about the arms is you have an elbow. So arm is like two pieces that bend. And then it's kind of the same thing for the leg. Your legs have hips, and then they bend at a knee. So this stick person is much more expressive and realistic. I give him little feet too. Your hands can just be part of the arm, because hands can go in the same direction as the arm, but your foot always bends. So I like to put a little foot on the end. So try to draw stick people doing something. Maybe this stick person is confused. He's shrugging. So his shoulders kind of go up, and then his arms are going like this. Okay. How about one picking up something? So he's bent over, and he's got his arms down, and he's bending his knees because he's picking something up. So you can make stick people a lot more expressive and interesting by, one, giving them realistic proportions, and two, giving them interesting poses. Another thing I see kids doing is making the stick person not symmetrical. So people are the same on both sides. If I've got an arm that's this long on this side, it's the same on that side. I've got two legs, they're going to each look the same. Sometimes I'll see people make their stick person, and they'll be like, something like this going on. This doesn't make sense. This part of the arm is much longer than this arm. This leg is much longer than that leg. Another thing I'll see is curved arms and legs, noodle arms and legs. This doesn't make sense either, because people have bones, and so your arms have upper arm, elbow, and then your little hand on the end. And then same thing for your leg. You have your upper leg, your knee, and your little foot on the end. If it helps, you can put little circles where the knees go and the elbows go. So while you are practicing making realistic people using a stick people base, try to make your stick people in interesting poses and with realistic proportions. This is an interesting stick person. This stick person doesn't make sense. Okay? Alright guys. Bye.